Today's video is something very special. It's something very personal. So let's go out and talk.
音が鳴る
There have been lessons learned in 2019. A lot of dreams that have come true, some of them not. In the middle of the year 2019 sometime, came to a point where I had to make a few choices about a few dreams that I had. I didn't know if I was going forward with the dream or if it was just a daydream that has to be left aside. I was really getting confused at a point of time. I was not sure where I was headed in those areas of dream. I started having self-doubts. Was it something that's cut out for me, or am I cut out for something like that? Do I have what it takes to make those dreams come true? Stuff like that. And I had two choices essentially with me. Either choose between a safety net of falling back into security and looking after what I already have. And I realized that eventually that will be my path of self-destruction, because I'm not the kind of guy who can stick to a routine. I don't mean a daily routine, but more like a routine of a set job, So there was another option left. I had to start dreaming harder. I mean, I know it sounds very counterintuitive, but I realized that's what is true. At the end of the day, either I have to settle down with what I have, find security in it, trying to preserve it, hold it in, or I just have to dream harder, because if there are some dreams that I really haven't been able to achieve, I kind of understood it's because I was not dreaming hard enough. If the dreams were really dreams, as in what I really wanted, I wouldn't worry about finding motivation, right? Finding the energy needed, the strength and the motivation to get going and do the thing. But that's what had happened last year. For some areas of what I wanted to do, it's not really there. It doesn't ooze down into becoming your motivation. It doesn't become your purpose. It just is a dream that is out there in ether somewhere that you want to one day finally maybe get to achieve. And if there was one advice, well, one of three advices probably, but if there was one thing that I need to take forward, I just had to dream hard enough. I mean, I have to dream so hard that every body, every muscle and nerve inside me are kind of yearning and aching to just grab the dream and make it down into my reality. Maybe there is a life purpose, or maybe there isn't. So there was a period on my life where I was absolutely without purpose. This was just after my depression. I absolutely lost any motivation to do anything. I wasn't sure of what to do. I wasn't sure what I had become. I didn't know what I was going to do in my life after that. The only thing I knew at that point of time was I needed to get out of this. And it took me a while to do that. I tried many things and I realized I was being very external at one point. I was trying to find a purpose, create a purpose for my life and set myself some goals and all that stuff. And then I found it's all bullshit. It just didn't help me get where I wanted to be. It just didn't give me that energy that I needed, or the zeal I needed to get up and get going, get doing things that I wanted to do. So finally I understood that is
That's because I was approaching things from outside. I wasn't approaching it from inside. I wasn't asking myself,
what wakes me up every morning? Is it my dreams?
or is it my fears? It struck me that whatever keeps me awake in the night or whatever wakes me up in the morning, that is the thing that I need to face that day. If it is my fear, I have to face it. I have to go through it. If it is my dreams, I have to go through them. I have to work for them. And the moment I found out what my dreams were, what my fears were, and I started exploring them internally, I noticed that I was dreaming harder and it was creating an external purpose for me. It was making my purpose. Being filled with this energy, this zeal, sometimes even anxiety, because those are the days when I have to face my fears. But it was working. It was working. That's something I will be taking over to 2020. Not waiting for somebody or something to come into your life to give you a purpose. Like finding out what is it that keeps you alive, that makes you get up and do things, and making a purpose out of it.
Make purpose. Change is the only constant, they say.
There is a difference between working hard and working hard. If you know what I mean. One is something where people slog away but don't get much results out of it. It's just working hard. The other is
work hard as in implementing those changes or working towards your goal or putting in the work that is needed to complete whatever task you have given or you have set yourself.
And I was finding myself going more into this kind of work hard where I had to slog or push myself to do things.
I'm working hard all through the year, but not necessarily working towards the change that I want or that I'm anticipating to get out of my own, sweat.
Why do I have to push myself to attain a dream that I want? Well, I can understand that if I was in a job where I had to push myself because the job was something I really didn't like or something like that, that makes sense, yeah? But pushing myself to do something that I already dream of, that didn't make sense somehow for me. Change is both internal and external. That is how I realized one can achieve a dream. While the external change is slightly easier to take care of, the internal change is the space where I find the most resistance comes. The most difficult and the slowest probably process is leaving out parts of me behind.
The most challenging is the changes that we make.
Leaving out parts of me that believe I don't deserve certain success, leaving out parts of me that are afraid to face what needs to be gone through.
Sweating change is something that's an ongoing process. It's a journey that I've undertaken and I keep going towards and I keep going into it. If there is one year that you have to give your dreams a chance, it is this year. But to give them a chance, you have to dream hard enough. It should not be a vague dream that's just a whiff of smoke or ether. It has to be something that works really well for you, something that you can grab by the hand and make it your purpose and sweat change for it. So that's my theme for 2020. I would love to know what's yours.
音が鳴る